Hi guys, it's Pasco here, the Almost Average Athlete, and welcome back to my channel. Now it's been a while since I've done a video. I've had IT issues and I've had knee issues, which could be two of the worst things for an average athlete to have. Anyway, let's get into the video. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a while, but like I say, with the IT issues and with the knee issues, I haven't been able to go out for a run with Sprocket. So I'm here at home today and just giving you a bit of an intro into this week's video. So I have been out and about. I have been doing a bit of cross-country mountain biking because that's pretty generous on the knee, not too hardcore. So that's been quite nice to do, getting out in this incredible sunshine, although there were a few weeks of heavy rain, which I gave a miss, I must admit. So this is a bit of footage of going round the byways and highways of Suffolk. Here we go. pretty awesome afternoon out on the mountain bikes with Steve, my long-suffering friend who likes to come out on these lovely little trips, and it was a bit of an adventure. We just picked a footpath and away we went, and sometimes a bit of adventure is what you need in these weird times. Next up in the video, I am happy to say, after paying for Zwift for 2.5 years and probably using it for 6 months of that, I am back on the turbo trainer. That's a lot to do with, of course, COVID-19 and the restrictions we've had, but also because I'm paying however much money it is a month, and quite frankly my wife thinks I should use it. So this is a little video of me getting back on the turbo and, quite frankly, although it's a sweat fest, really enjoying it. Here we go. To have the trainer pushed onto the wheel, doesn't it? Good morning, guys. So it's 6:30 AM. I've decided, now I've sorted the shed palace out, to have a go on the turbo trainer. Hopefully you can hear me over the said turbo trainer, which is a little bit loud because it's on the shed floor. I need to get a mat underneath it to deaden the sound a bit. I've been on Zwift for about 2.5 years, but because I've been concentrating on running so much, I've barely used it over the past year. In fact, barely at all. I've just winged any bike races I've done, if I'm honest. But I decided that it's about time I sorted the shed out, which I've done, and get Zwift out again and give it a go, because I do actually genuinely enjoy it, and it's a really focused way of training. Here we go. This is going to be about 30k in a make-believe world. It's almost as if we're not allowed to go outside. So, here we go. Fans going, the turbo's going, I'm going. I don't know if you can hear this, but I've just had a tech failure. My left cleat has just broken. So I've got one foot clipped in and the other foot is sort of balancing on the pedal. Now it's alright, I'm in here and even I can't fall off in here, but it has just made me think I should have checked my cleats before I got on the bike, because if I had been outside, could have been a very different story. So, you know, I'm getting fit, I'm learning lessons. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Zwift is really impressive. There are lots of other different bits of software, of course. Suffolk, Trainer Road, Be Cool, but Zwift is really the only one I've used apart from the tax trainer software, which is very bespoke. There's no fun graphics or music if you want it. It's very much, I think, a bit like Suffolk and Trainer Road. It's very much dedicated software, whereas Zwift seems quite approachable to anybody. I'd imagine kids are quite like this. I say I'm enjoying it. This is quite a steep hill. It does make you sweat, and it can be very focused, and world champion cyclists use this all the time, so it's got to be good, hasn't it? I seem to have been going up forever. It's pretty realistic, the resistance with a smart trainer. It is quite impressive, and I think a smart trainer is brilliant, but it's not the be all and end all. You can manually recreate these feelings with your own gears on a non-smart turbo, so don't be put off because you don't have a fancy turbo trainer. Well, I've just hit the peak of a 500 metre mountain. That's about 1500 feet, and now I've got some well-deserved downhill time, thank God. Well, that's my first ride back on Zwift for probably a year, and I'd forgotten 1, how hot you get, 2, how sweaty you get, and 3, what good fun it is. So that was about an hour and a quarter, and it was just one big sodding hill, which there are a lot of routes on Zwift, and I don't know what they all are, and there's a lot of new ones on there. So I seemingly just picked one that was one big hill. But it's not just all about one big hill, there are lots of other things on there which I am yet to explore, which I will explore over the coming weeks. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to go and do something else, which will include sitting down, eating, and I should probably do some work. I'll be honest, just watching back on that video when I was editing it, I had quite a few sweat patches appearing. It gets so hot in my shed, but the best investment I have ever made, and I insist that you all get one, is a wireless plug for your fan, because it's always cold when you start out, but as soon as you get going, after 3.5 minutes, you are sweating bucketfuls. So you can do it from an app on your phone, on, off. It is the best, hands down, bit of tech I have ever bought in my life, and as you know, I have bought some absolute junk of tech just because somebody told me it was a good idea and it would make me faster or better. Turns out they weren't right, but I still bought it because, as you know, I'm a sucker for a bit of tech. So that was Zwift. On to the next part of the video, the last part of the video I may add. I thought I would try and do a little how-to video, not too techy or in detail. I just wanted to give it a go and see if I could edit it together using clever trickery. So I recently thought I would upgrade the handlebars on my XC bike, mountain bike, and my Enduro bike. They're exactly the same, both bikes. They both have the same controls, apart from the Enduro bike has got a dropper post and the XC bike has a fixed seat post, so I didn't have to worry about that extra lever there. So here we go, into the video. If you've got any comments or any questions on how to do this stuff, because I did kind of whip through it a little bit, and it is my first attempt at a how-to video, which I might do a few more of those, because I've had a few people ask me to do how to fit a tubeless tyre, because I've just gone tubeless on my mountain bikes. I never trusted tubeless up until recently, but I do now, and I'm totally sold, and it's an excuse to buy some new tyres and some sealant. So anyway, onto the video. This is how you change some handlebars on a mountain bike. Here we go. Okay, my average athletes, this is my white S150, and I have decided that rather than, as per usual, buying a new bike, I am going to upgrade this one. It's only a year old. I haven't really used it in anger that much. I used it a bit over the winter. Now the weather's getting better, I'm itching to get out again, so hopefully a few trips to some bike parks and some downhill places, so watch this space for those videos coming up. So for me, the best things to upgrade are the contact points on the bike. So that's the seat, the pedals, the grips, and you could include the bars in that. So when I first got this bike, I immediately changed the grips to some better grips. The saddle I find really comfortable anyway, and when I first got it I also put some decent pedals on it because it came with some crappy plastic pedals. So I'm going to change the handlebars to better handlebars that don't create so much arm fatigue when you're doing a lot of downhill stuff, a lot of rough stuff where you've got all this vibration going on. So I'm going to put on the Fat Bar Lights, which I've had recommended to me and a lot of riders use them, and they're in gold. I don't know if that's going to go with the blue colour scheme of the bike, which you can see here, but I think they look pretty cool. Now, the other little hack I'm going to do is I've been, on all of my bikes, apart from my road bikes, I've been using the Garmin mount, which is the 2 rubber bands with a plastic clip on the top. Now that's fine on a road bike, I think, and it's been okay on my mountain bikes to be fair, but I just always worry about them falling off or the rubber band shearing and coming off, or if you have a crash, you know, it could be a disaster, and Garmin's, as we know, aren't cheap. So I found a little hack bit, which is the top tube cap you can remove and replace with a Garmin mount. Whilst I've got the handlebars off, I'm going to do that as well. So here we go. For this job I only need 3 tools. It's pretty straightforward. You need a Torx 25, a 4mm Allen key and a 2.5mm Allen key. That's it. this is the new setup. I've got my new bars on, grips are back on, brakes, dropper post is back on, and the nifty Garmin top cap, which I love. It sits in a pretty good place. I'm not sure if it sits a little bit too far back or not. I'll have to wait and see when I'm out riding. But to be honest, when I'm mountain biking, I don't really look at it that much unless I'm following a pre-put-in route on my Garmin. It's a bit more important for the road bike that it needs to be in front of you all the time for power, etc. A couple of things to look out for when you're doing this job is these 4 bolts here are fairly critical. You don't want to over-tighten the bar, but then obviously you don't want it turning or moving left and right. That could be disastrous. What I did, you need to tighten these on the diagonal, and the gap from where the brace and the clamp is at the back needs to be the same at the top and the bottom. That means you're not getting a squeeze in a different place on the bar. And the same goes for your clamps on your brakes, dropper posts, and you might have gears on the left and the right. This has got a single speed cog on the front, so it's only got gears on the right hand side here. You just need to make sure that these clamps, you don't over tighten them. You don't need to really ratchet them up. I had this little device set to 1.5 Newton meters because that's all the torque that you need for those. Otherwise, you run the risk of splitting or squeezing the bar, splitting the clamps or squeezing the bar. So those are the things you've got to look out for. I also measured the gap here, which is really important. This gap is denoted by where your hand is. I like to brake with one finger, so I move them across a fair bit, so there's about 34mm gap there. And then I took the angle of the brakes, which is about 38 degrees, and I used the app on my phone. Ideal. You can use anything you like to do that. The app on your phone is splendid. Then once I've got this one feeling right, my left hand, I just do the identical on the right hand side. 34mm, 38 degrees, done. There are measurements on the bar, so you know when you've got the bar stood upright, but once you've ridden it a couple of times, you can then change that forward or back if you like. So these bars have got a 20mm rise. They go up 5 degrees at the end and they sweep back this angle here 7 degrees. And what I've done is I've done exactly the same setup on my XC bike. So when I go between the two bikes, they feel almost identical in the cockpit, which somebody gave me that idea a while ago. And I thought, do you know what? It's a great idea. So I've gone for that setup. So there we go, guys. That's how to change your handlebars on a mountain bike. This is the first sort of how-to video I've really done, so a bit of feedback would be great. I know the lighting's not quite great in here, but it's insanely bright outside, and my children are running about like lunatics, and the wife is baking, so I thought I'd be safer in here. So there we go. Give us a thumbs up and a like, and any comments, go for it. So there we go, my average athletes. That is another video done. It's a bit of a hodgepodge of camera work this week. Like I say, knee issues, which has meant not really any running, but I'm going to fix that soon. I'm going to get back on the wagon, and now COVID restrictions are starting to lift a bit more. I can hopefully get out and do some slightly more exciting stuff to film. From the IT, I'm now using a new piece of editing software which is incredibly complicated, but I will get used to it. And I'm also changing my laptop, because it turns out the reason editing was so difficult before is because my old laptop just couldn't cope with my incredible camera footage. So new laptop, new bit of software. These are going to be world-beating videos. Okay, so they're not going to be world-beating videos, but anyway, if my 7 followers like these videos, I will continue to make them, and hopefully as we get through the year there'll be some more exciting, interesting stuff that I'm going to video for you guys, and let's make this channel the biggest channel in Suffolk. Bye.